Hey, what's up, everybody? July 2nd, 2023. This is like my June tour. This is all the veg that we've got so far since the beginning. It was planted, most things here were planted on May 15th. Rocking, looking pretty good. We'll just move right along, starting with this squash bed here. Got some nice squash, pumpkins, zucchinis, winter squash, summer squash. This year is from seed, sown beginning of May. Catching up to the nursery plants. So this is zucchini, courgette. Two more zucchinis just over here. We'll look at those in a sec. This year is yellow crookneck squash. It's looking awesome. It's rocking. That one hasn't really started putting on any fruit yet, nor has this little zucchini here, but this acorn squash is starting to set some fruit, which those are all looking pretty good. Another one just back there, but I'll be putting on some stuff. Nice little length too. I'll have to get one more stake like this here and set this one because zucchini or like squash and stuff will grow. We could grow up. I've never done that before, but we're gonna grow them vertically. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Come back around this way real quick. This year on the corner is going to be a monster. I might be halfway concerned about this one. It's actually a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Looking really good. Tendrils are climbing everywhere. I'm trying to go up and over this trellis here. We'll look at that in a sec. So the main vine going up just there. And then a couple little secondaries coming off. We got one coming out of bed this way. Another one coming out of bed that way. That one might get out of hand a little bit. But two zucchinis, they were in the same container at the nursery. We got a light there. They're both in the same container. Broke them apart. They took it pretty well. Just a compost, partial soil mix on these two beds here. They were left for a couple years. We're renting this place. These beds were already existing, and then decided to turn them over, add a little bit of compost and a little bit of potting mix, not too much straw for mulch and stuff like that. We'll go to the other bed here in just a bit, but there's only two beds here. So yeah, that's all the squash area, and then we got two different varieties of beetroot growing right here. Just kind of made a little trench, sprinkled seeds in. I'll have to do some thinning on those. I just planted a few days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. These are yellow pear cherry tomatoes. This will be our second round. 6 of them in a row there. They get a little shade during the day, but towards the end of the day, they get full sun. I had to pull these potatoes back. These are fingerling potatoes, gifted from a neighbor. That's just 5 fingerling potatoes. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potatoes there. I cleaned these out pretty good just today. Get some airflow down there, then I'll do some more hilling on those later. It's already been hilled up quite a bit. It's a nice little mulch layer of just compost. Lots of good roots going in there, so we'll get that hilled up just probably a little bit higher. It's already pretty deep. I did dig these beds down about 20 inches below that straw surface there, so pretty good. On this side we got some peppers. These are all bell peppers. There are 2 greens here. It's a red and orange. They were topped. Bells always tend to take a little while to bounce back after topping, but they're all looking really good. Put on a lot of growth in the last couple weeks, so now it's heating up a bit. These couple back here, jalapenos. I've been trying to come in here and like pull off any of the early blossoms. I usually let them get to about that big and pull them off. That way they're easy to spot. Come in here, see if I can get that out of there, and just pull it off nice and easy. Yeah, these two, or this one here is like a mixed bell. So these are all bells. I like bell peppers a lot. These are all bells here, mixed bell there. This one here is a nice little cayenne pepper. Has quite a bit of tops on it here too. It's actually looking really good. It's gonna be a nice little structure. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, there's a little blossom in there. I'll even take this one off too. It hasn't quite got the flowering going. Let's drop them down. There's all kinds of different sunflowers in the garden too, experimenting with pollinators and such. Back behind here, partially in the shade, are eggplants. They're looking really good. Starting to put on some structure. Looking happy and healthy. The one back there has a nice flower on it. I thought maybe because these sunflowers are putting it in so much shade out here, like this part here gets a lot of shade during the day. Sunflowers, eggplants love sun too, but this side seems like it's getting not as much growth even though it's full sun. The shady side's actually getting taller. So I might actually like that. Also interplanted in between each section of like each cage I did for these, there's actually like bunching onions. There's red and whites. Just kind of experimenting with that. And then kind of intercropped underneath here some lettuce. I just picked a bunch of this off. It was pretty full. I just harvested a bunch like 3 days ago for salad and whatnot. You can see the romaine down here on this side looking really good. You can see it all the way back in there. I might even pull some of these leaves off tonight for a little salad. Those are looking really good. I also pulled some beets from the other bed. Intersowed some beetroot over here and over here. So those would be a little beetroot coming up. So that's a little intercropping. Also, I did more onions just back here underneath that as well. Oh no, sorry, that was actually another run of this lettuce here. Should be coming up just here. So that's the second round of that. On top we have the cherry tomatoes, Florida weave style trellis, single stemmed all the way up until this section here. You can see I let it do a V, let one sucker come out, making it just like that. Because I'm not gonna let these get like crazy tall. I don't have like a greenhouse, so I can let it be like lower and lean. Can't get too tall, so I'm letting it kind of double up on top. That way we have like max production on top. They'll probably still get about 8 foot tall. I'll have to add something onto these, make them taller and up. But yeah, we got some, these are sweet 100s. And then we have some two sun sugars. All set in fruit pretty nice. Second round of trusses coming up. And then this one here and this one here, which this one's kind of by itself on this one with a couple aromas. So I actually let this one, it's kind of hard to see because the sun's hitting it weird, but this one kind of comes up as two. It has this whole top over here and then this whole top bit over here as well. Camera's having a hard time picking up that too. But back over here, I should have actually had these two up front. They're doing good, but kind of hard to see. There's actually two aromas back there putting on a bunch of fruit. I should have had those up front where these two, the two cherry tomatoes are here on this side. I should have swapped those two. Yeah, sunflowers are going crazy. Got two tomatillos. There's this big one here, which is rocking. I got them all caged up. Cages for structure. They'd be like leaned all over the place if I didn't do that. You know, some of the sunflowers are almost as tall as me. Back here in the back are actually two super steak, beef steak variety tomatoes. And they've actually done something called let me get down here. Sorry if there's a bunch of noise. I'll get down here and show you. They actually did a thing called Mega Bloom. It's not picking that up too well. Come on, camera. You can see how it's all cat-faced and weird. Something's going on in here. It's having a hard time focusing. But some of those are coming up. But it does a thing called a Mega Bloom. You can see how like this one here is a... Well, it's not focusing on that. It's a regular bloom. This one here is a crazy bloom. Wish it focused on those better. And we got beans over here. Pole beans. Rocking. There'll probably be a part 2 video showing some more of this here. And we'll finish out. But make sure you guys like and subscribe. A lot more to come. Thanks, everybody.